Nice, beautiful evening it's out there. So I'd like to call this meeting to order.
This meeting will also be conducted by audio and video conference without the requirement of a physically present quorum of the Rock Island City Council due to the disaster declaration issued by Governor Pritzker. Because of this order related to COVID-19 health concerns affecting the state and the city, the mayor has determined that an in-person meeting at City Hall with all participants may not be practical or prudent. All the persons and staff may not all be physically present at City Hall due to the disaster, and physical attendance at City Hall may be limited. To participate remotely during the public comment or public hearing portion of the meeting, please join by phone at 1-430-901-0455, PIN 800-861-163#.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Robinson.
Present.
Hurt.
Here.
Gilbert.
Present.
Swanson. Here. Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
Here. Thank you. And now if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. She's on top of it. Always. Oh, there's a list. You bet. All right. We are at public comment. We do have a number of them, so those that are speaking, if we could please try to keep it to no more than 5 minutes. And if you're hear something before you, there's no need to repeat it. So we can keep it moving on and hit the high topics. So let's start with Jack Cullen.
And Matt Pappas, I think, are
Yeah.
together.
We're gonna do it separately, I think.
Good evening, Council. Jack Cullen, Director, Downtown Rock Island, Quad Cities Chamber, in partnership with the City of Rock Island. I wanted to take a moment tonight to celebrate the successful recent work of our partnership with the City of Rock Island for downtown revitalization efforts. This weekend, we were part of Alternating Currents for the second year in a row, a festival that started in downtown Davenport, focused on free programming held at businesses to really encourage patronizing local businesses around music, comedy, film, and art. We had some great programming at 6 venues across downtown Rock Island, including Ribco, Wake Brewing, Center for Living Arts. Sorry, I'm blanking on some of our others. We had a wonderful block party yesterday at Rostock's Labor Space Courtyard. Some wonderful turnouts at all of the events. And really bearing the lead here, last week, really big success. We learned that we successfully secured our $3 million grant request from the state of Illinois through the state's Rebuild Downtowns and Main Streets Capital Grant Program. And that was great news. And so really wanted to just, on behalf of the Chamber, celebrate that success here tonight with our partnership with the City of Rock Island for securing that, and thanking to the City Council for your leadership for allocating some of the ARPA dollars for that local match, as well as the TIF dollars. That was definitely key in securing that state grant. So we're looking forward to working with city staff and council and our downtown steering committee on finalizing the scope of work for the improvements. But all in total, we have close to $7 million to put toward revitalization efforts, improvements to our public infrastructure, our shared spaces throughout the downtown historic district. So again, just wanted to thank you publicly and celebrate that success here tonight with all of you and everyone else in attendance.
Thank you.
Looking forward to next steps.
Matt Pappas.
I'm here to talk about SSA.
Go.
And I really want to talk right now about pride. I'm proud of everybody that's here and all the activities we've done. This city moves like no other. And when I look at Pride, I look at Pride as an acronym. Pride starts with positive or progressive thinking, Rock Island, determined, and excitement. And that's what I think the SSA is doing. It's bringing an excitement back to this level that we've not seen in years. And that's what I think is wonderful. I wanted to talk about some misinformation that's gone around about SSA and about the way we were told about SSA. My group of 4 of people that are very diverse in ownership, and we had over 2.5 months of meetings with Jack, and we got more and more questions answered and developed, and we were able to come through, and we were able to sit there and say that it was more than enough information. Where all 4 of us unanimously voted in favor of SSA. SSA is going to improve the downtown. It's going to stabilize the investment, enhance the marketability for buildings, or for available building storefronts, and better support for our businesses. Thank you so much for your reaching out to SSA and the Chamber. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Samuel. Have that right? Samuel? Is that right?
Yeah, yep,
All right.
you got it.
Make sure.
Tia.
All right, we will move. Tia? Taya. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, come on forward. Did you want to speak?
I think he thought that was a sign-in sheet.
Oh, okay. I see. Thank you. Appreciate it. No problem. Betty Martin, same way? No problem. Brett Hitchcock. We're glad to know you're here. Thank you.
Come again.
Mayor Tomes, City Council, City Manager Thompson, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Brett Hitchcock. Our family owns property downtown at 1816, 1818, 1828, and 18 3rd Avenue. We own Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse, the Speakeasy, and the show business, our costume rental shop. I'm here today to express my concerns about the current proposed SSA and its leadership. First, the one thing I think we can all agree on is that something has to be done to revitalize the downtown, and soon. It's a shell of what it used to be. This downtown has so much to offer, but is going in the wrong direction. My father opened Circa 21 in 1977, and I have been with the company since the early 1990s. This is the worst that I can remember it. I served on the district board of directors for nearly 20 years, so I was here for the best days of the district when we brought 10,000 people here to the downtown for 2 days festivals and other programming throughout the year, creating much needed critical mass and an economic boost to the downtown. That was when the district and downtown Rock Island was the place to be. Sadly, those 10,000 people have been replaced with homeless and transients hanging out in the plaza, playing loud music, drinking, and harassing those walking through. This problem also extends to the blocks surrounding the plaza, affecting our business and many others. Security must be priority number 1. Nothing is more important than that at this point. The Chamber's proposal, from what little we've heard, does not address this, the most glaring need of this downtown. Their suggestion that ambassadors on golf carts and gators being able to disperse these individuals and take control of the plaza is quite honestly laughable. Everyone in this chamber knows that won't work. Those of us that have been in the downtown for years have sat in multiple meetings with city officials and the police department where they admit there's not much that they can do with these people unless they basically assault somebody. How will that be different this time with paid ambassadors? Simply, it won't. Now I'd like to address my additional concerns with the Chamber. It goes without saying that they did a terrible job with the outreach over the last year with respect to the SSA. I believe that was clearly addressed at the study session and council meeting at the end of July. You, the city leaders, did not get what you paid for from the Chamber and their designated representative, and I question if you ever would. Had the Chamber effectively done their job, this situation right now may not be as contentious as it is. The big issue at that July meeting was why so few in the proposed area were not contacted at all, and it's an alarming number of those that had no contact whatsoever. Alderman Robinson at that meeting mentioned that he had constituents calling him to question why they received a certified letter about their taxes going up, and he had no idea anything was even sent out. When questioned about the failed rollout, the steering committee chair got defensive in front of all of you and questioned how did the council expect them to contact 400-plus property owners and renters in a year. A poor excuse that was pointed out by several of you that night. Another concern is the amount of money going to the chamber that doesn't even fund the SSA. I believe Alderman Healy pointed out that 44 cents of every dollar generated goes to the chamber coffers and not the SSA. If that's true, that alone should be enough reason to explore other management options. Added to this, for some reason, the chamber felt compelled to give Mr. Cullen a $10,000 a year raise recently, so perhaps that 44 cents in every dollar will be even greater in the coming years if this agreement is approved, and thus less for the downtown, which it desperately needs. Yet another concern that I share with many others downtown is Mr. Cullen's ability to run something like this. As I understand, just a few years ago, he was working in a completely different career and is now making around $100,000 a year to be a downtown manager without any previous experience. That seems like a pretty big jump with no prior experience. Perhaps the chamber did not do its due diligence in the hiring process and thus did not provide you or us with the best candidate. There are also issues with truthfulness. In meetings with him over the last year, we were told that nearly everyone was on board and everyone was excited about this. Clearly, he was wrong or simply choosing alternate facts. Many downtown stakeholders have brought this up in conversation. I believe Alderman Healy pointed out point blank to Mr. Cullen at the July study session that he had lied to him. Is this the true representation that you want as your liaison to the downtown community? I've heard similar concerns from other business owners who feel the same way that we do. People have been told what they want to hear over the last year, not always the facts. Next, I'd like to address these backroom deals with Modern Woodmen and possibly others yet to be named. I completely understand that Modern Woodmen owns a lot of buildings, but if the chamber is making deals, then I request on the record that we be allowed to negotiate our own deal and name our price. Could Sarah and Jose at the Pancake House, Terry at Ribco, or even Alderman Healy be allowed to do the same? Where does it stop? And quite frankly, why did it even happen in the first place? It's hardly fair to the rest of us small business owners that we are expected to pay our fair share based on the formula the chamber came up with, but the big players downtown can call their own shots and the chamber just goes along with it. This goes directly to the lack of transparency that many have been complaining about. So how do you fix this problem? Why not Dari? This has been an amazing public-private partnership for over 20 years. In fact, wasn't the partnership nationally recognized a few years ago as a success story and one that other cities were trying to copy? The list of accomplishments over the last 20-plus years between Dari and the city is amazing. I have no idea why they were not contacted from the beginning. Yes, Eric Reeder with Renaissance at that point was here in that role for a period of time before leaving. I hope that was not the sole reason not to reach out to them again, to at least start some dialogue or gauge interest with Mr. Hollenbeck or anybody else in their organization. It never made sense to me why the chamber was trying to take this over other than just creating another revenue stream for themselves. I also don't understand the mentality of it's the chamber or nothing at this point. That's completely ridiculous. Dari is a huge stakeholder downtown, something the chamber is not. Dari has skin in the game, the chamber does not. Dari also possesses the knowledge to run the SSA and, more importantly, are trusted by the downtown business and residential community. Clearly, the chamber is struggling with that. I would strongly encourage the City Council to explore this option and seriously consider a change in leadership with the SSA. We would be on board if Dari were running it. We are not if the chamber is. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Burke.
Hi, thank you. Good evening. I'm going to take this off. My name is Robert Burke, and I'm a resident of the 5th Ward. I'm also not particularly fond of public speaking, so please bear with me. I'm here tonight more so because I feel I need to be, and as a private citizen. And council received a similar statement from me this morning, but I wanted to speak this into the public record regarding the SSA. This is an abbreviated version. Downtown Rock Island is home to the lowest income census block in the city and county. The median household income for this block, according to the American Community Survey, using the 2016 through 2020 5-year estimates, is $13,684. That means half of households are making less than this and half are making more. That's households, not individuals. At the July 25th study session, Mr. Cullen had no answers regarding the number of renters, the number of low to moderate income households, or outreach to those groups. He even indicated that there was no consultation of census or sociodemographic data whatsoever. In other words, low-income populations were simply not considered. Renters were not considered. The people who have begun the revival of this place were not considered. And as a proponent of data-informed decision-making, I think we ought to take a step back and be smarter in that regard. I need not inform you that the economic conditions of the district have been relatively stagnant since the 1980s farm crisis that took out 20,000 jobs in the Quad Cities alone. These losses continued into the 90s, and our riverfront downtowns have been hard hit. According to a report published by the city today, in 2020, 21.5% of the city's population was living in poverty. We are also in the middle of a years-long housing affordability crisis that weighs disproportionately harder on those with lower incomes. But on the table now, we do have a great opportunity to change this story. The proposed SSA, however, would begin taxing not only business owners, but the poorest of our city that live here. Further, while there has been outreach and secret meetings among business and property owners, little thought seems to have gone into those who rent from these property owners. Mr. Cullen confirmed this at the July 25th study session. My landlord has already sent letters out indicating that our rent would be going up. Our rent just went up last month. I don't share this for your pity, but to give you an idea of the realities of people who live here. To date, it seems our perspective has been an afterthought. Were it not for this letter, my own scrutiny of council minutes, or late media reporting, I would have no idea that this was on the table, and I suspect that many of my neighbors, especially those who rent, may be in the same boat. Though it appears that the next few months may be used for critique and public engagement, the business community has dealt themselves the upper hand. The taxation method, rate, and boundaries have been set without our input behind closed doors. While there may be a chance we can successfully modify these things, I can't help but be skeptical of the approach given the lack of transparency and engagement to date. When you don't make too much and you're paying rent every month, every bit counts. A 1.15% tax is a lot to those in poverty. I raise this point because I noticed that, 1, the proposed rate will be applied to all property within the SSA equally, with no regard to rental status, zoning, or other variables, and 2, the SSA has a very strange winding shape. Upon further investigation, I discovered that this is because the SSA excludes every single parcel owned by Modern Woodmen of America, a multi-billion-dollar corporation headquartered in the district. According to the Quad Cities Business Journal, the corporation's year-end assets totaled $17.5 billion for 2021. Within the district, the total equalized assessed value, or EVE, of their property is $10.3 million. But none of this is subject to the SSA tax because the city of Rock Island has drawn the line around them. They will pay no SSA tax. In exchange, the corporation has offered to pay $50,000 per year to the SSA. However, I did the math, and this pales in comparison to the amount that they would pay if all their property were included in the SSA. That number would be $118,340 for this tax year alone. Their self-selected rate would effectively be 0.49%. They have proposed paying less than half the rate that everybody else is being asked to swallow, and so far we have entertained them. The message that I receive from this is that a corporation may individually opt out of a tax in lieu of a smaller payment, but residents may not. If private citizens would like to opt out, we're required to spend our free time gathering signatures from an improbably high threshold of property owners. By excluding Modern Woodmen under the current proposal, the city would lose out on $68,000 in the first year alone, and over the 5-year pilot, this amounts to nearly $342,000 lost. Does not include future increases to the EVE, which might occur due to inflation or other improvements to their properties, such as the installation of a private rooftop putting green that is underway. This all occurs while the rest of the SSA's amenities are being paid by those with a median household income of $13,000 per year. It seems a bit backwards to me and a slap in the face to those in poverty who have found refuge in the city of Rock Island. The rich are paying less, selecting their own rate nonetheless. The poor are paying proportionately more, and it's being portrayed as charitable of modern woodmen to contribute pennies compared to what the poorest people in the city are being asked to cough up. They need to choose between food, medical care, transportation, and housing, and we're letting a corporation pay less than them. My neighbors deserve better than that treatment. If wealthy corporations want to call downtown Rock Island their home, asking them to be good neighbors is not too much to ask. Including them in the SSA would be an equitable first step. A flat tax on property, though, will only continue to perpetuate the austerity mechanisms employed by the city of Rock Island in recent decades that keep the poor in a cycle of poverty. If we want different results, we need different answers. There are alternative forms of taxation that could get us there, and we need to explore them with an eye for equity and long-term sustainability. Marilyn, for example, has 2 SSAs that exist as a hotel tax, levying tax only on owners, operators, and OTC engaged in the business of renting, leasing, or letting hotel rooms. And these SSAs are quite effective in raising the necessary funds. Business, travelers, and tourists are paying the price, so there's little impact on those in poverty. They even manage their SSAs in-house, as does East Moline, which have both been cited as examples, and others have criticized outsourcing the management as well. I don't think there's any need to outsource this, and I wish other options would be considered. It's unlikely in our case that a hotel-motel tax alone could raise enough for Rock Island's proposed SSA. I haven't crunched the numbers on that, but we have one hotel. I don't know. But other forms of taxation may be suitable. We can be creative. We can combine different methods, a hotel tax with a liquor tax and a sales tax, for example. If businesses want to pay for this, let them find a business tax that works for them. Whatever we do, we need to keep the impacts on our residents, especially our low-income friends and neighbors, in mind. There is no doubt in my mind that overall the benefits of the SSA are something to fight for. It will transform this place, but the current proposed funding mechanism stands to knock down those it should be lifting up, and I believe it can lift everyone up together. We can use the SSA to change the story of Rock Island. It can create a quality place worth visiting, and I can picture that Rock Island. It's the one we've been waiting for. To get there, though, I believe we should lend a helping hand, make wealthy corporations pay their fair share, and take care of our neighborhood together. Thank you.
Thank you. David, right? Yeah, David.
My name's Dave Ramacity. I live in the Dumarche condominiums in downtown. We've lived there about 10 years, and I will only echo what Brett talked about. When we first moved there, downtown was a vital place. There were all these festivals and rock groups and things were happening. And over the years, they have declined and declined and declined, and now downtown is nearly a ghost town. Do something. I'm hearing a lot of concerns about things. Fine, work through them. The SSA or some form of it, I support. Please do something. Otherwise, we're all going to be living in a ghost town. Thank you.
Thank you. Terry Tuka.
Thank you for your time. I'm the property owner in 1815 and 1819 on 2nd Avenue in downtown. I'm the owner of the Rock Island Brewing Company and 2nd Avenue Dance Club. I don't want to drag this out too long. What the last 2 or 3 gentlemen just said was fantastic, and I support them 100%. I agree with everything they've said. I'm not going to disagree. I just want to let you know that I spoke 4 weeks ago, and the reason I wanted to speak tonight again was to back them up and support them. I agree with them. They gave you all the reasoning in the world. But the last thing I wanted to bring up was the last time you had this meeting 4 weeks ago, and one of the things that was brought up was the District 2.0 was a flourishing place. It was. The tax base was huge, the employment was huge, the downtown festivals were huge, and all I did all weekend was answer questions on Friday and Saturday, why was there no You Making My Weekend? From people from out of town at every hotel, what's going on and everything else, and all I told them was, call my alderman, call the city, and find out why. They're in charge, they took it over, we ran it successfully for 16 years without any help besides the staff at the Rock Island Brewing Company, and then we also helped create the district, did all the shows and events, and then we created the district, which we ran, and the district and the city then took it over and ran it. So the city had a lot of say-so in that, and funding and helping out. We did for 16 years with no funding from anyone. But I do want to bring this up one more time. When I was here, I heard the words the District 2.0 was flourishing, and now we don't have it anymore. We just did alternating currents. It is still alive. The city of Rock Island is still part of the arts and entertainment community, which has been totally devastated in the last few years, not because of COVID. I'm going to say it again. We got lots of assistance from the federal government, and that's why we're still open. Otherwise, we wouldn't be. But the thing is, it's still here. There's no cover on the stage. Couldn't do any shows this summer. Tons of shows through the park board at Srievert Park and other places. If you want to compete with the rest of the Quad Cities, do it. But giving all this money that you're talking out to the SSA is ridiculous. At that percentage you want to give them, you can hire 2 people. I will volunteer and help all I can to bring it back to life. That's what I do for a living, and that's what several others have done down here for over 30 years. Unfortunately, several of them have left because they saw no plans for the future, no plans from the city besides old architectural drawings that some of them are 10 years old. Anyway, thank you for your time, and thank you for those gentlemen. They're tough to follow. Thank you.
Thank you. Bonnie Ballard. Bonnie, oh, there you are. Couldn't see you behind the podium.
Just seeing you guys too. You may not want to after I finish. No, I thought it was a good time to come and reintroduce myself as the president of the Rock Island County NAACP. And I hear that I like what you said, so you need to join the NAACP. We can help you there. Okay. Yeah, I just thought that I needed to do that, and I appreciate, again, Mayor Mike Tomes for supporting the Rock Island County NAACP banquet, and really appreciate that. I appreciate the City Council approving the proclamation, but very disappointed that no one was there to read the proclamation. And I did not, I got a call saying who was going to do it, but when it was time to do that, nobody was there to do that. I am very disappointed, and I consider that very disrespectful. So I want all of you to listen to what these people are saying, because I want them all to join the NAACP, and we can deal with you.
You can. You're a great organization.
And what we are all about is race and justice, education, innovation, environmental and climate justice, inclusive economy, health and well-being, and next generation leadership. So we cover everything that you're talking about. And I know you can't do it by yourself, but what I see and hear that a lot of people in these positions, I mean, how many aldermen do you know who in your ward? Have you checked with who's in your ward? Who really need help? You know, it appears that there's a lot of need out here. And we need to get on it and stop being self-serving. Stop being self-serving. So I need an apology, Mr. Hurt.
Yeah,
So I understand you were the one supposed to have come, and you didn't call me to tell me you weren't coming.
I do apologize for that. I did not have the proclamation in front of me, and that is on me. So yes, I do apologize, and it kind of slipped right on, and it slipped by. So really no excuse. So I do apologize.
So that tells me, okay, I hear your apology, but I told the mayor, I'm coming, and I'm gonna tell you, because I will not, as a woman, be disrespected. And as president of this organization, I will not allow that to happen to any of you. Thank you. Give me a call. We don't play. You know? I know this organization has been around since 1909. And I know that I became president because I wanted to heal the community. And it seems like I'm hearing a lot of healing needs to be done. And we got to get on that and do that. And as long as I am president, I'm going to see that happens. So, you know, don't think that, oh, the NACP, that's nothing. We don't need to do that. I don't have to come to that. I'm coming after you.
Okay, thank you very much. Jeff Lamb. That's what Terry says. You can just pass if you want. Go ahead.
Jeff Lamb, owner of Roosters. I don't know. I just like to say I'm glad you guys kind of put all this in motion because the Rock Island needs the downtown taken care of. I don't know how good his manager he is. I don't know about any of the rest of y'all. I just know something needs to be done, and we're in the right direction. So we need to continue, and if it don't work, we'll figure out something else, but you can't blow it up in the middle of it. It seems like a good idea. We'll see how it plays out. And we just got to go from there. You guys trying to do something, let's make it happen. Walmart already screwed everything up, so we got to bring all this stuff back together. Yeah, nobody wanted me to bring up Walmart. I'm sorry. I don't know. He seems like a nice enough guy. Give him a chance. Let's see if we can make it work. If we can't make it work, shit, like everybody else, fire him. All right, that's all I had to say. I think we can make it work.
Thank you. Sarah.
Hi, everyone. We are Sarah and Jose Zepeda from QC Coffee and Pancake House. We have 5 parcels within the proposed SSA district. You know, we 100% want improvement with Rock Island. We bleed Rock Island. We love it. We want improvements, but I just don't really understand why our concerns aren't being looked at and action isn't being taken. 44% of the budget going to labor and chamber fees is just unacceptable. If we were to run our business that way, it would not work. No one can run a business that way. I just do not even understand how that's being accepted and no one is questioning that. You know, we also need a very strong advocate on our behalf in the downtown. You know, we need someone that, you know, is willing to listen to our concerns and, you know, do what is needed. Go and talk to the city and see if action can be taken. You know, if it means going outside and picking up trash, well, so be it. I'm not above that, you know, so I'm not really sure why our city, you know, our downtown manager is. You know, also, according to that spreadsheet, I am very concerned about the fact that unknown was written as next to as the decision for us, as well as Circuit 21. On April 25th, we had a meeting at the restaurant with Jack Collin that, I'll be quite honest, did not go well. We very clearly said we did not support it, as well as Terry and as well as Brett. And I mean, that's being withheld from everyone if it doesn't say, you know, that we don't support it. That's absolutely wrong. How many other people? And again, we want this to go through, but why can't our concerns be listened to? You know, safety remains our #1 concern, and there too, I don't understand why that is not on, you know, the forefront of everyone's mind, and that they demand that budget be to reflect that. The other thing is I was told by someone I trust very much that that once the SSA is in place, that we as stakeholders would be able to participate and choose a different manager. I guess now I'm kind of being told elsewise that, I mean, how is that going to happen when they have hired the chamber has chosen that manager, they have set salaries, how are we going to make a change? And I guess I would like to see that in writing. I think and this needs to be done ahead of time. I don't know why we're moving forward with this SSA if all of these little wrinkles aren't being, clarified to everyone. And then our last kind of issue is just, kind of in agreement with Brett. We fully support Dari. Dari's been nothing but supportive of us over the years, probably our best supporter. And they approached the city 2 years ago with a proposal to privatize the downtown, and one alderman chose not to do it. And I'll be quite honest, that alderman tends to vote not based on what he hears from any of his constituents, because he doesn't talk to us, and he just voted on his own behalf. So that is something that we would like to explore, choosing Dari. So again, we 100%, we want this to happen, but we just are a little frustrated that our concerns are not being taken into consideration and some action is being taken.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. And I just, we don't run business that way. When 44% goes to something there, it doesn't make sense for me. I mean, that's all I had to say. I don't agree with that. I think do is not what you say. Do is actually what you do. And I don't see any action. And a credibility too is something that you earn over the years. If you haven't earned it, you cannot use it. So I don't believe in the leadership, and I don't believe in the chamber. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, that's all that's signed up. Is there anybody virtual? Anybody virtual? Hearing none, we will then continue on with the agenda. Item number 7.
Minutes from the August 8th, 2022 City Council meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second. Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Yes.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Yes.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item number 8.
Minutes from the August 8th, 2022 closed session.
Move to approve the closed session minutes.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson. Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item number 9, update Rock Island. I have a couple items here. The Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center will host its 35th Annual Family Fun Day this Saturday, August 27th. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with a parade on 9th Street, followed by a Family Fun Day full of activities. For more information, visit their website. And as I mentioned before, if you want to dunk the mayor, I'll be in the dunk tank. I believe at 11 a.m. I think I signed up for the 11 a.m. I don't know if Jerry's still here. But and I think Jerry's going to be in the dunk tank also.
I think the chief is too.
Yeah, the chief. Okay, well, so there's going to be several people if you want. Yeah, he's back there. So there'll be several of us. You can dunk in the dunk tank, take your frustrations out, have fun, whatever works. But we'll be there. The 38th Annual Labor Day Parade will be held on Monday, September 5th. This year's theme is Marvelous Rock Island. The parade line is at 8:30, and the parade starts at 9:30. For more information, including the parade route, you can visit the city's website. Thursday night, Groove Concert Series in Srievert Park is back. The concert series will run every Thursday through October 13th, featuring a different band each week. Concession from Brent River Brewing Company and Happy Joe's Pizza will be available starting at 6 p.m. with live music from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can visit the Rock Island Park and Recreation website for more information. Guided walks at Black Hawk State Historic Site. Back by popular demand, this event will be held on September 4th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Choose either the Culture Historic Walk or the Nature History Walk through Forest Preserve. For more information, you can visit their website. Now accepting applications for the city's Police Community Relations Commission. You can visit the city's website for an application and requirements to serve on this committee. And that's it for that. Item number 10 and 11, we're going to swap. And conscious of people's time here and wanting to get their evening, we are going to do the presentation of the 2022 Rock Island Citizen of the Year Awards first. So we'll do item number 11 now. So, Mr. Healy.
Hey, everybody, thank you to everyone that did show up for this and all of the people who are on the board and everyone that's here to celebrate this. We have obviously a great city, so very passionate people. So with that, we will be giving out some awards. Miss Naomi.
Good evening. This year's Citizen of the Year business category winner is is McDonald's on 30th Street in Rock Island. Austin Smith was nominated by fellow citizens for his ongoing support to the Rock Island community. The 30th Street McDonald's supports education in Rock Island by hosting 5 teacher nights each year, in addition to sponsoring Spirit Cards for Rock Island High School and Alleman High School. They promote their tuition assistance program with their employees. Last year, the 30th Street location gave over $100,000 in tuition. They also provide meals for Habitat for Humanity volunteers and support the Rock Island High School's work program. They sponsor several community events, including the Labor Day Parade, the Rock Island Police Benevolent Association's Taco Dinner. They provide discounts for veterans and Augustana students. McDonald's has donated to several community agencies to support the citizens of Rock Island. Austin says he is inspired to connect with people and provide a welcoming hospitality business. He takes pride in keeping his premises respectful looking and runs his location as a family business.
Awesome. Give it afterwards? Okay. We'll give the awards afterwards, after we read everyone, okay? For the professional, we have the Honorable Carol Pentewick. Judge Pentewick initiated the creation and implementation of the Rock Island County Eviction Diversion Program, a program to help residents who are behind on rent to remain in their homes after the eviction moratorium ended in the state of Illinois. The 14th Judicial Circuit of Rock Island County partnered with Project Now, Prairie State Legal Services, the Salvation Army, and the Rock Island County Bar Association to help with mediation services and to provide funds to landlords on behalf of tenants who needed financial help, preventing evictions, and making sure landlords were paid. Judge Pentewick helped amend the court's local rules to require mediation to help prevent evictions and oversaw the creation of an eviction toolkit to guide tenants and landlords. Her efforts with the eviction diversion program allowed many tenants extra time to apply for rental assistance and help landlords obtain long-awaited rent payments. Assisting landlords also resulted in numerous fewer home foreclosures in the county and city. The success of the program is a testament to Judge Pentewick's commitment to our community and the impact she's had on so many lives in the city of Rock Island. Organization, we have Mr. Ford.
Good evening. I'm here to announce the Citizen of the Year in the category of organization, and this year's winner is Celebrate Recovery. Celebrate Recovery is a 12-step faith-based program designed to help people deal with life hurts, their hang-ups, and habits. The program is free for participants and is held every Friday night at 6 p.m. at Edgewood Baptist Church in Rock Island. The night begins with a meal, followed by music, and then small group sharing with others. It is a safe place and confidential process which allows people to share their experiences, their strengths, hopes, and their understanding of life with others so they can begin their journey toward freedom. Celebrate Recovery is celebrating 20 years of the working with people on the journey with healing. People who struggle with grief, depression, marital and relationship challenges, dependency, and of course, addiction. Anything, basically, that can hold people back from experiencing life at its fullest. According to the nominator, Celebrate Recovery has been changing lives for the better of 20 years. And I quote, "It is such a dedicated group of individuals who share faith and help people on a weekly basis with a free meal and music and then breakout sessions based on their needs. It does not matter if they're struggling with drugs, alcohol, divorce, etc. They have a tremendous success rate," end quote. And that success is recognized this evening and daily earned with each individual in both the trenches and the triumphs of life. Tonight we celebrate the triumph of recovery. Please help me to celebrate again, Celebrate Recovery. Thank you.
The next is our individual award. Mr. Sharp.
That's fine. You can face that way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hi, this evening's about you, and we're here to celebrate you. So I just wanted to make sure I could see you when I'm doing it. If it's okay, I'm here to present the award for individual. Our winner tonight is Vicki Hess. Vicki is amazing, just like all of our winners are here tonight. Every one of them are amazing, and we should be so happy to be living in our city. But let me tell you about this lovely lady. Vicki is 77 years old, and she's still volunteering. Let me tell you some of the things she has done and some of the things she does right now. Do you know, for years, she helped her church cooking pork chops dinners, making roast beef dinners, doing anything and everything she could to help her church. And she bakes pies. She'll sell them to everybody she knows to help her church. Vicki is a current member of the Rock Island Labor Day Parade Committee and has been for years. When we asked her to step up, she not only stepped up, she joined the board to make a difference. Vicki gets wonderful support from her partner, Denny, and we got to thank him in this too, because you are two wonderful people. Together, they go out to welcome the veterans home from their honor flights, because they want them to know how important veterans are in our lives. They also attended our Veterans Dinner, where Dwight Ford spoke and did a wonderful job a few years back, and we're going to be hosting another one this fall. I know Vicki and Denny will be there. Hopefully Dwight too. Do you know that Vicki helps anybody and everybody she can, wherever it might be? She organized a coat drive to help the Christian Care Homeless Shelter in Rock Island. That's Vicki. Do you know she volunteers approximately 10 years? She's been volunteering for South Rock Island Township. And when I say volunteering, she comes in on Mondays. She helps with our seniors. She helps them to make sure they're fed, they do crafts, that they feel special because they are special. She also knits gloves, hats, anything that's needed, and donates them to our Christmas goodie bags that we give to our clients and our seniors. She also, and by the way, you seniors are all invited to come anytime you'd like. She also, every Tuesday and Thursday, volunteers at the free giveaway all day. All day. She will come down there at 77 years old and help. She helps with our youth cooking classes. She helps with our kid camp and works every day for a week to do that. Vicki is a part of our South Rock Island Township family in every way, but not because she gets paid, because she volunteers, because she gives her heart to every one of our residents, our seniors, our children, and our coworkers. Do you know that she buys supplies every Saturday, cooks a breakfast at the Eagles Club, and turns around and takes donations, and then she donates those donations to anybody in need. If she finds out there's something that's needed, she does that. She gives 100% of the donations away. When a coworker was deathly ill, she took the donations for that month and collected more and gave them to the family of the lady who passed away, our coworker. In fact, she turned around and stepped up and helped run the give away extra hours to make sure everything ran smoothly, because that's our Vicki. I'm sure I've missed so many things, and you're probably tired of hearing me talk about Vicki, but darn it, she has a big heart, and I don't know everything about her. But I do know there is a special place for Vicki in heaven. And I do know that we, the city of Rock Island, are fortunate to have her at 77 years old, living and making a difference right here in our city. Vicki is exactly the kind of person that this award was created for. We always say this award's going to each and every one of you who go above and beyond, which all of our winners this year and last year and the years in the past did. But Vicki certainly has gone above and beyond, as you can all see. I end with a quote from the numerous nominations she received. I wish there were more people in this world like Vicki. The world needs more Vickis. So thank you, Vicki, for all you do for this city. And I'm sorry you don't get to come up.
In our youth category, Miss Edna? And once we've done all this, we'll bring people up and we'll give out the actual award, and then if they would like to speak, we would absolutely love that.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I would like to introduce our Citizen of the Year in the youth category, Mr. Quincy Davis. Mr. Davis is a lifelong citizen of Rock Island. He is a Rocky grad and has a bachelor's degree in business administration from St. Ambrose. Mr. Davis has been volunteering since 1988, coaching our youth in basketball. He is a coach mentor at the Lonnie Ray Academy, teaching life's lessons, financial literacy, along with discipline skills in basketball. He has had as many as 3 teams at various age levels come through his program. Along with weekly practices, Mr. Davis arranges transportation, lodging, and food for out-of-town tournaments at his own expense. On Sunday mornings for the last 19 years, Mr. Davis hosts a radio show, KALA, Greater Antioch Gospel Hour. He currently serves as chairman of the Greater Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, the Deacon Ministry. He's on the Rock Island Civil Rights Commission and on the board of the Churches United Quad Cities. Besides volunteering 25 to 30 hours a week, Mr. Davis works full-time at Bethany for Children and Families. Let's all congratulate Mr. Quincy Davis for his outstanding commitment to the youth.
We have our honorary category, Thurgood. Come on in.
How y'all doing? I'm gonna take Ms. Shirk's idea here, if you don't mind. I'm here to present the Honorary Citizen of the Year, and it is, I never called her by this name until today. You ready? Michelle Greenwood. She's a teacher at Rock Island High School. She taught me, so thus me calling her Miss Greenwood all my life. And so Ms. Greenwood is a phenomenal teacher, but more importantly, she's or as important, I would say, phenomenal person. She gets to school roughly about 6:45 every morning. Her room is a safe place. It was that way when I was there. It was that way 2002, right? When she started being a teacher at Rock Island High School. Students know when they walk into her classroom that she's gonna listen, that she cares, and they're gonna learn, whether they want to or not. But oftentimes they end up wanting to, because her persistence, her commitment, and her real concern about where she sees those students being 1, 5, 10, 50 years from now. She genuinely believes in them. So much so, she has earned Mastery Teacher Award twice. Yeah, it's up here, twice. She has also, this past year, played an integral role in starting up the Gray Matters Foundation or committee there at the high school. Gray Matters is, if you don't know, they center and they focus on mental health. As we know, that's a huge concern issue in our communities now. I said she gets there at 6:45 in the morning. These students every Wednesday, or once a month, right? Every Wednesday, these students are there at 7 a.m. It started off as a small group, and I learned it is growing and continues growing to this year. I could say so much more about Ms. Greenwood, but I'll end with this. We have a jewel here, although she does not reside in Rock Island, thus being honorary. We have a jewel that comes in town every day. She leaves her family, she leaves her daughters, and she does a job not because it's a job. She goes to work because it's from her heart. If every teacher was a Ms. Greenwood, where would our world be? So I want to say thank you, Ms. Greenwood. Appreciate you, and congratulations.
A new category we added this year was a Rock Island resident that was a veteran. And with that, Justice?
Hobbling up here. Mr. Mayor and Council, excuse my reverse posture. My name's Tom Kilbride, and I have the pleasure and real honor to introduce James Kerr, who's the City of Rock Island Citizen of the Year in the veteran category. And at the outset, I want to acknowledge that Terry Lynch, who's with us tonight, nominated Jim, and with him, and I don't know everybody who's here from the Veterans chapter, Bill Albrecht of White House Secret Service fame, and Roy Hamilton and John Smith, and there may be others who are here to support their brother, Jim Kerr. And Jim Kerr, except for his time in the military, has been a lifelong resident of Rock Island, at least since his Rock Island high school days. Let's just say 60-plus years. And you can do the math, okay? I'm not mentioning your age. He's been a lifetime member of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 299, let's say 35-plus years. He's one of the original founders, serving most recently as the chaplain. And throughout his decades of service, he has assisted countless veterans in securing immediate basic needs like rent, health care, and many other benefits. And he's taken the lead in recruiting minority veterans. Jim served in the Air Force from 1961 to 1965. He's been recognized by the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs and the Bicentennial Commission for his veteran work and community services as a whole. But Jim has not limited his community service to veterans. He has served in many capacities, but just to highlight a few: Rock Island Township trustee, on the Community Caring Conference Board, the Martin Luther King Board, the NAACP, and as a Rock Island City Council member. He was instrumental in reorganizing city government to its current aldermanic form. And I like to say he's being recognized as Mr. Community. And if anybody knows Jim, for his everlasting smile and for his lifelong service in both the breadth and the depth of his service throughout the decades. Congratulations, Jim Kerr.
I'll come up here and I'll read the category and the award winner, and if they would come on up and if they'd like to say something, please feel free. With that, with the business, we have, is there a representative from McDonald's here? Come on.
photo. Yep.
Congratulations. Thank you. Would you like to say something?
Sure.
Absolutely. Come on.
I just wanted to say thank you. We've been part of Rock Island now for 8 years. It was a big dream of my parents and mine to become McDonald's owners, and Rock Island was our first restaurant. So we had to uproot ourselves from our hometown, but Rock Island's been very welcoming, and it's been a second home for sure. So thank you all very much.
Oh, individuals, both.
Yeah. Do both.
Gotta do both.
Hang tight up here. We'll do a group one.
Hang tight. Absolutely. We have the professional, Ms. Pentwick.
I'm not originally from Rock Island. When I came here, I was young, and Justice Kilbride had red hair, and we worked together at the Martin Luther King Center for Legal Services. I will be retiring in December after 20 years as a judge, and at where I grew up in Naperville, they keep saying, when you retire, you're coming back home, and I said, no, Rock Island's my home.
For the organization, we have Celebrate Recovery, their representatives. Awesome. Oh, come on this way. Here, I'll even get the door. Congratulations.
On behalf of Celebrate Recovery, my name is Mike Russell, Pastor Dan Cullett, and my co-leader Kathy Thomas. We'd like to thank you for giving us the word. We thank the council, the mayor, and the committee. We're proud to serve Rock Island, the community, and the whole Quad Cities in the community in helping people with their hurts, habits, and hang-ups. We accept this award, but we give God all the glory. Thank you.
Amen.
Hang out. We got more pictures. Hang on. For individual, we have Vicki Hess.
Thank you, that's all I could say.
In the youth category, we have Quincy Davis. That's a twist. Come on in. Congratulations, sir. Awesome. Congrats.
I'm a little bit taller than everyone else here. So. I just want to say thank you to the city of Rock Island, to Mayor Holmes, to whoever nominated me for this award. I really appreciate it. And I've been working with our youth for years. It's pretty odd when you see a 40-year-old man come up and say, hey, coach, how are you doing? That just lets you know how long that you've been doing it. But the development of our youth is very important, and I take that really serious, not just with sports, but in life lessons, academics and all that. Our youth are our future, and they need someone there for them. So I'm just very honored that God gave me the strength to be able to do this for so long and to continue. We're going to continue forward with the Future Rocks basketball program and our mentoring programs and all that, and just keep working with our youth because, again, they are our future. So thank you.
Next, really? Next, we have our honorary category, Michelle Greenwood.
You know, as a teacher, I could stand here all night and talk, but I don't think any of us want that tonight. So I just want to say thank you, and I am truly honored to be here tonight. I am very, very blessed that I get to work with some awesome students every day, and I hope that someday you guys will get to see what amazing kids we have at Rock Island High School. Sometimes we don't get the publicity that we need, but we truly have some awesome kids. So, thank you.
Don't forget that.
We have our newly done Veteran Award to Mr. Kerr.
Unbelievable. Very much welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're gonna do a pose.
Jeez.
You bet, Bill.
Oh, wait, I didn't get mine. But I didn't get yours. Ours.
If we could take an overall picture, and then I'll announce the
Okay.
overall winner, so
There we
I'll
go.
come on this side.
We're gonna gather in a little closer. or
Let's
out
gather
there?
in a little closer.
You gotta get close. Get everybody in.
I'll get behind
Work.
this guy.
Is the microphone in the way? Okay. I can move it. Hang on, we can, no. There we go. Yeah. All the recordings, you can hear that mic. You're right, we got one more,
Just try it. Hang on 1 sec. With that, we do have one more, and that is the overall winner. This was a very, very tough decision. Took a lot of polling, I can tell you that. A lot of back and forth because of such great nominees. With that, the one thing in doing our interviews was service, was love for the city of Rock Island, the love for our youth. Everyone that we talked to could not speak highly enough about this individual. What they've done for the children. And with that, Mr. Quincy Davis is...
I definitely wasn't expecting this. Once again, thank you again to the city of Rock Island. All the work that I do, I never do it for the notoriety and all that. I've been doing it for years, and someone asked me a long time ago, I said, you've never been honored for a lot of the things that you have done. And I always tell everybody that God's honored me all the time. He blesses me. He's been blessing me all my life for all the hard work. So it does pay off. But again, it just feels really good to just, to be recognized for the things that we have done around here. It wouldn't be possible without the patience of my wife and my family. When you get off of work at 5 o'clock and you go put on your practice clothes and stuff and practice, and then basketball games on the weekend, and along with that, all the church things and music and all that. So if it wasn't for a patient wife that was able to take a lot of those quiet times by herself or drop her plans to be with me, I probably wouldn't be standing here today receiving this. So thank you. And again, thank you all. Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you to the committee members as well.
Just as a reminder to all of you, you are all our special honored guests at the Rock Island Labor Day Parade. All of you, if your favorite people are up here, you make sure you come support them. September 5th, Monday, 9:30, the Rock Island Labor Day Parade. Best parade in the Quad Cities.
And thank you very much to the committee for all their hard work. The committee did great. There is still some refreshments out there if anybody
We'll let this
wishes
clear
some.
out a little in there.
Thank you very much.
To number 10. Nice job, Alderman Neely.
Yeah.
Good job, bud.
You're up next year.
I did that for like 4 years.
See, she had Ron and Naomi.
Pass it to somebody else.
So that's, Jimmy, that's Naomi's fiance at the side of the table.
Yeah. If you guys are, we'll wait till the crowd exits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't exactly. You want to do
I
that?
don't think so either.
Right. It has nothing to do with the placemaking or fee or deal. And it's just the beginning of the process. The push initiated.
What?
Yeah,
Tell me later.
you know the story.
I didn't give Naomi a shout.
That's okay. Mark, you look confused. You have a confused look on your face.
You had to go bed. Something. Take a picture back there.
Push the boys to the hallway.
Yes, picture.
Was that hurt? I think assumed the bathroom. That was an assumption, yeah. Yeah.
And then he may never come back.
Never come back. What on the ARPA list? I heard ARPA.
Bigger elevator.
Hey, Bill. Albright.
County did it.
He doesn't listen. Is the Secret Service in the house? Bill? Hey, Bill. Is the Secret Service in the house or what here? Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to protect him.
Yes, exactly. We're getting closer here. We lost one council member.
He'll be back in time for the vote.
I'm sure he will be. All right.
I gotta go. I'm just holding it.
Now we can hear ourselves. That was a wonderful, wonderful event. But we are on item number 10.
You want me to wait for Alderperson
Thought he-
Hurt, or?
Yeah.
The delay? Here he comes. Yeah. Wait for everybody to be here. All right, item number 10.
An ordinance approving a downtown special services area, SSA, second reading.
Move to pass the ordinance.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
So I just want to say something real quick. To the constituents that are in the audience and those who are listening, just from my behalf, I want you to understand we are listening to you. I think it's a little bit of confusion that you are receiving about the timetables. What we're doing right now is just an introductory phase to this process. We're just explaining the process. It's a proposal, if that makes any sense. So that means you do have time that we can make changes. You can make your recommendations. We have to hear back from you. This is what starts from today if this passes. There's a period where we do a public comment, where we receive information like we've been receiving throughout this whole process of what you would really want us to do. So what's being presented right now is just that. It's just a proposal. It's nothing set in stone. I don't know if everyone understands that or not. I think some people think that this is just already steamrolled all the way through. That's not the case, because there's a lot of questions that we have up here, and we know that we have to get feedback from our constituents. And that's what we're doing throughout this process. So don't think that our mind's already made up on this. We are listening to your concerns. We are right there with you. Some of the comments that we've been receiving that we are not true to Rock Island, we don't care about Rock Island, that's further from the truth. That's why we're going down this path. But I want everyone to really understand, when you talk about security, that's not something that you can just put a dime on. It's not that simple. You can't just hire someone to clean up security. It's not that simple. That takes time and effort. It takes coordination. We have coordination with different agencies that can help us with the things that we need to work through to kind of clean that up. So I just want to let everyone, I just wanted to say that. This is not set in stone. It's a proposal. From this time, we hear back from the community, we hear back from the businesses, the residents, of how you really want us to move forward with this. That's all I have.
I have a few comments. So since July 25th, I've made a concerted effort to reach out and talk to property owners, both residents and businesses alike, about their views and concerns about the proposed SSA. I also get emails and phone calls every day from concerned residents, businesses, and property owners. I am listening to their valid concerns about how this SSA will operate. They deserve to get real answers, not trust us, we'll figure it out after we get the contract. Simple questions about services and the governing board go unanswered. Rock Island is not Davenport or Bettendorf or Moline or East Moline. That is evident just driving around town, but especially if you read the comments from our ARPA surveys of the people who live and work in Rock Island and who own property. Rock Island needs a unique, tailored approach to solve the many problems that are challenging downtown. Not a cookie-cutter approach designed mostly to produce a revenue stream for the managing organization. Businesses, residents, and property owners who have very valid concerns are, in my opinion, being left out of the process just because they don't agree with the process. That is wrong and further demonstrates how closed the process was all along. Less than 41% of the property owners were contacted personally, and we can't even verify if these contacts were face-to-face or just emails or phone calls. Of those personal contacts, 42% have not come out in support. From the original list of SSA endorsers, I know several property owners that have changed their minds, or their names were on the list and they are not in support of the SSA. And I have also spoken with many of our Rock Island institutions, Rock Island landmark businesses, that are not in support of how this SSA is proceeding. At the last council meeting, when Ms. Williams from Dumarche said she represented 4 of the 6 condo owners, within 2 days, I was contacted by 4 of the 6 Dumarche property owners, stating they are opposed to the SSA. Today, City Council members received a letter from a resident pointing out the burden this additional tax will be for lower-income residents who live in the proposed SSA. The one census tract has a median income of less than $13,700. Could you live on that amount? And how would you pay a guaranteed rent increase if the SSA is approved, on top of a July 1st rent increase? I asked the Chamber on July 25th questions regarding our lower-income residents who live downtown, but with no response. So for many of these reasons cited, and because our city administration supports this deliberate, non-transparent, and biased approach of creating an SSA, I am voting no to this ordinance.
Thank you. Yes.
I will need to recuse myself from the vote again, as I did the last time. And with that, I do own a business down there. That's evident and apparent. As spoken out, I'm all in for hope. I see Alderman Robinson's passion. I see the people who spoke. I see their passion. We need help. I think this can go down that way if it's done the right way. And I challenge everyone to make sure that it goes down that right way. Every dollar that doesn't go into that downtown doesn't help the downtown. All I want is to see the downtown flourish for not only the downtown, but for the city. And that's what we need.
Thank you.
Okay. If I could just make a couple comments. First, echoing Alderman Robinson, is that this is a process. This is the first ordinance which initiates that process. During that process, there's 2 60-day waiting periods, and there's also a public hearing, and that's designed to get public input before making the ultimate decision to form the SSA and how it's formed. The second point I would make is that the process to form the SSA and the decision regarding how it'll be structured, organized, and operated are 2 separate processes. If the chamber is identified as the service provider that the city wants to move forward with, how that happens is subject to negotiation as well, and a final agreement, which would have to come back to the council. So although a certain proposal has been made, those specifics are subject to consideration and negotiation.
Okay. No further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Nay.
Motion carries.
We are to item number 12.
Presentation of the calendar year 2022 second quarter financial management report. Linda Barnes. Hopefully nothing legal comes up. No, just kidding.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am here to present the financial management report for the period ending June 30th, 2022. So this report will provide a review of revenues, expenditures, and net position for all funds, and analysis of major state and local tax revenues, and a monthly investment report. The benchmark for the second quarter is 50%. Okay, so first, make sure this is working. Okay. Not working, Tim. Can you forward it for me? Okay, right there. Okay, so the next 2 pages provides a summary and brief analysis of each fund. So I will only highlight a select few instead of going through this, each separate fund. Okay, next and next. Okay, so first we're going to look at the general fund. So the revenue is reported at 52%, and that's at the top chart. Expenditure is reported at 42% of the targeted benchmark, and that's the bottom chart there. The majority of city departments are reflected in the general fund. And then I just wanted to add, since we just closed out the audit for 2021, is that we've had time to do calculations for any excess funds over the 90-day period. So we ended the fiscal year with $3 million over the 90-day access. However, we do have to account for the $1.3 million that we used to balance the 22 budget. So that still leaves $1.7 million that can be used either for general fund operations for the next fiscal year or transferred to the capital improvement fund. So that's really good going into our 2023 budget. So good news there. Okay, next page, Tim. Okay, so we're going to review a few of the other governmental funds. First, we have the Riverboat Gaming. Revenue is reported at 41%, while expenditures are at 28% of the targeted benchmark. Projected revenue is expected to slightly surpass the budgeted amounts. Expenses are below the targeted benchmark due to the timing of debt payments and transfers. And the good thing to note is that we're looking pretty good on the revenues that are coming in for gaming, so that should be able to eliminate the deficit we had in 2021. The next, we have capital projects and street funds. This includes the Capital Improvement Project Fund, which is supported by motor fuel tax, and the street fund, which is supported by the gasoline diesel tax. Revenues were at 53% of budget, while expenses were at 1% due to pending projects. And then we have motor fuel tax fund. This is used to account for revenue from the state gasoline and expenses related to approved motor fuel tax projects. Revenue is reported at 42% of the benchmark for the second quarter. Budgeted expenditures include a year-end transfer to the general fund, so that's why the actuals look a little low for the 6-month period. All right, next we have the Motor Fuel Rebuild Illinois Fund. This is a grant distributed by the state of Illinois for capital projects related to transportation. Actual receipts during this period totaled about $428,000. However, a portion was recorded in the prior year during the audit. Funds are dispersed twice each year over a 3-year period, and this is year 3 of the grant. Rock Island has received $2.1 million of the expected $2.5 million award. Then we are highlighting the Community and Economic Development Fund. This particular fund is used to account for contribution and grants which support various special economic development activities. Revenue is currently reported at 41%, the majority representing monthly transfers from the general fund. In the past, this was supported by the gaming fund, and hopefully, maybe by the year 2024, we can, resume those gaming-supported activities. Expenses are reported at 42% during this 6-month period. Next one on the chart is debt services. This pays for general obligation debt and related costs such as financial services and banking fees for non-enterprise funds with transfers from the gaming fund. Interest is due in June, and interest and principal payments are due in December. Revenues are currently reported at 28%, and expenditures are reporting at 28%. All right. Next slide. Okay, here we're going to look at some proprietary and enterprise funds. Those include funds such as wastewater, waterworks, and solid waste. And as we can see, all 3 of those funds revenues reporting at about 50%, while expenses for water and wastewater are slightly below 40%, and the solid waste is around about 49%, looks like. Okay, and next we have Parks and Recreation. The 6-month revenue is at 42% of the budget. 35% of the budgeted revenue comes from property tax. Expenses are being reported at 37% of the budget due to the timing of projects. And then I have highlighted Equipment Maintenance Fund. This includes the fleet services and amortization funds. It's reporting a revenue above the benchmark at 63% due to equipment repairs and maintenance. Expenses at 30% for this quarter due to pending vehicle purchases. And then last but not least, the self-insurance fund, currently reporting about 61% of revenue and expenses at 55%. All right, next slide. Okay, this particular chart just shows the general fund expenses by departments, and it is currently at 42% of budget as of June 30th. All right, next slide. Okay, so in the next few slides, we're going to look at the state and local revenue analysis. The first that we have here is income tax, also known as the Local Government Distributive Fund, is budgeted at $4.27 million for CY22, which is close to the 5-year average. Revenue recorded for the 6-month period totals about $3.6 million. Projected annual revenue is about $5.7 million. And just some notes from the Illinois Municipal League, July magazine, it reports that the Local Government Distributive Fund continues to benefit from several positive factors: an improving labor market, extraordinary corporate income tax receipts, and higher estimated tax payments from individuals with pass-through entities. The bottom chart there is replacement tax. Revenue is reported at 143%. That is correct, no mistake, 143% of budget through June 30th. The annual projection at this point is $7.5 million. Again, IML notes that the January 22 distributions doubled in a large part as a result of recent changes in estimated tax payments for partnerships and corporations. So that is some good news for us. All right, next page. Sales tax. So our sales tax revenue is reported at 59%. The annual projection is expected to be slightly above the budget. Next one is the local option sales tax. This is 61% of the budget. The annual projection is also expected to be higher than the budget. The home rule imposed tax rate for this is 1.25%. Next slide. Okay, this is the use tax revenue for the 6-month period. It's on target at 49%, although it's declining. We're still on target. The annual projection is slightly below the annual budget. And then the next one is the municipal utility tax. That's recorded at 77% of the budget with an expected annual receipt above $2 million. Energy costs have surged for a number of reasons, including a direct link to the high cost of natural gas, supply and chain chaos, and investments in reducing greenhouse emissions. All right, next page. Telecommunications tax. Revenue is at 41% of the total budget. Annual projections are slightly below budget. And next one is the local food and beverage tax. It's on target at 50% of the budget, and this tax rate is 1.5%. And next one, gaming tax. As I mentioned, it is on target at 50% for this 6-month period, and we are expected to reach projections and end on a positive note. All right, next slide, Tim. So this next slide in the remaining three is just a look at the city's investment portfolio. The city's cash and investment as of June 30th totaled $61 million, and about 43% of that represents the American Rescue Plan Act. All right, that is all I have. If there's any questions. If not, no questions? Well, yes, ma'am.
Question.
Thank you for the report. Are our ARPA funds that are invested, are we continuing to lose money on those? And
Well-
what's the outlook? Do we have like any sense of like?
Well, from what I last heard, the market is starting to turn upward. And really, as far as the ARPA funds are concerned, we're not, from looking at it from, the market ups and downs, those are unrealized gains and losses. But as the federal government is concerned, they don't look at the losses and gains. That's on the city. So if you gain any interest, it's the city's to keep. If you lose any interest, it's the city's. So whatever we were awarded, that's what's available for ARPA. So the actual 24 point something million.
26.5.
26.
26 point.
But you
That's
said
it, 26.
If we make any gains, it's ours to keep, but if we lose any in the market, that's our loss too, right? Or no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not recognized.
Right, not
And
recognized.
ARPA reporting is
by
not
the federal.
recognized.
Oh, okay, when you have to do your reports.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions? Very good, thank you. All right. Item number 13.
Claims. A, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $31,472.51 to McClintock Trucking and Excavating of Silvis, Illinois for water service and sewer lateral repairs projects 2526 and 2564. B, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $12,506.18 to Valley Construction of Rock Island for the removal of fire hydrant and relocation of a new fire hydrant.
Motion to approve claims items A and B.
Second.
Moved to second, any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 14.
Claims for the week of July 29th through August 4th, 2022, in the amount of $700,968.29. The week of August 5th through August 11th, 2022, in the amount of $529,004.02. And payroll for the weeks of July 25th through August 7th, 2022, in the amount of $1,629,972.16.
Motion to allow the claims and payroll.
Second.
Moved to second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 15.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding the purchase of 4 mobile column lifts, recommending purchase from Sturtle Coney, Stevensville, Maryland, in the amount of $70,255.62.
Move to approve the purchase as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
16.
Report from the Finance Department regarding an adjustment to the calendar year 2022 budget, increasing the Park and Recreation Fund revenue and expense budget by $20,000.
Move to approve the budget adjustment as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 17.
Report from the Finance Department regarding an adjustment to the calendar year 2022 budget, increasing the Community Economic Development Fund 207 expenditures by $200.
Move to approve the budget adjustment as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 18.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department requesting the designation of a subdivision plat as a parking lot for the library's main branch.
Move to approve the final plat, subject to final purchase by the library board to create a single sellable parcel to provide additional parking for the library.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 19.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding a resolution declaring the City of Rock Island support for the submittal of an Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program grant application.
Move to approve the resolution, approve the addition of design services for the IMEG contract, and authorize the city manager to sign on behalf of the city.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 20.
Report from the Traffic and Engineering Committee regarding a request from Crystal Kaiser to give 25th Avenue between 9th and 17th Street the honorary name of Lewis Kaiser Way.
Move to approve the request as amended and recommended. It's 25th Avenue between 12th and 16th Streets.
Second.
Second. Sorry.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 21.
Report from the Traffic and Engineering Committee regarding a request from Marilyn Ryan to install residential parking Type A on the east and west side of 10th Street north of 25th Avenue to the dead end.
Move to approve the request as recommended.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson. Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 22.
Report from the Traffic and Engineering Committee regarding a request from Debbie Brooks to install four-way stop signs on 25th Street at the intersection of 21st Avenue.
Move to approve the request, suspend the rules, and execute the agreement. Did I do that right?
Second.
He's going to second it before you anybody questions. Any discussion?
I just want to say, this is in my ward, and it's across street by my house, and the petition that was submitted has 70 residents who have signed it. We have no sidewalks, and so as the kids walk to school, it's mainly a safety precaution because people fly down that street.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 23.
Report from the Mayor's Office regarding amendments to Chapter 3 Alcoholic Liquor, Sections 3.1 and 3.8A of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Rock Island, first reading.
Motion to suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
It's,
What's that?
oh, consider.
Consider, suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Then the rules consider and pass.
There's no way you're gonna get it on first.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get my book
I was
out.
looking at all the Gilbert.
You should have little laminated cheat sheets.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded.
My bad.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 24.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding an application for the 38th Annual Rock Island Labor Day Parade to be held on Monday, September 5th, 2022, from 9:30 a.m. to noon.
Move to approve the event as recommended.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If we didn't do this, we'd really be in trouble. If we didn't do this, we'd be in trouble. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 25.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding a request from Armando Calderon to use sound amplification at his home located at 3522 16th Street Court on Saturday, September 10th, 2022, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for a wedding reception.
Move to approve
Sorry, I thought it said 10 PM, not 6 PM.
It says 10 PM.
You said 6.
Oh, I apologize. 5 PM
Sorry,
to
I
10
didn't,
PM.
just
No,
want to
no.
make sure it's accurate.
No, thank
No,
you.
thank you.
Move to approve the sound amplification permit as recommended.
Second.
Move to second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Item 26.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding request from the Rock Island High School to hold their annual homecoming parade on Friday, September 6, 2022, from 1:30 PM to 2:45 PM.
Move to approve the event as recommended.
Second.
Move to second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz. Gilbert.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 27, other business. And go to the cause.
I would just like to announce that I'm having a ward meeting tomorrow at Hodge Park, starting at 6 o'clock for any Ward 4 residents who would like to attend and discuss whatever they want.
Oops, the wrong day.
I would like to publicly thank the committee for the Citizens of the Year, and also thank Naomi, who did a fantastic and amazing job, and I forgot to do that publicly, so, sorry, Naomi.
Does the ARPA program manager want to announce the ARPA meeting on Wednesday?
Absolutely. So Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 24th, we will be holding a special meeting at 6 PM here in council chambers. The ARPA plan, the recommendations for how we should use ARPA money from the city manager and I was just published about 5 o'clock this afternoon for the public to view. And so we will be going over the survey results and then discussing the funding recommendations and getting council feedback. There'll be a couple projects that we'll definitely need to discuss in detail. And public, of course, are always welcome.
Anything else? If not, item 28.
Closed session, 5 ILCS 122C11 litigation, when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding must be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting.
Move to go into closed session for the exceptions cited.
Second.
Move to second, any discussion on it? Roll call.
Alderperson Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Aye.